Welcome back to Stationeers. This is Venus. Well, yes, I'm running out of water, and I don't think I'm going to be able to save myself from a bitter, parched end. But we'll give it our best shot. We'll hang in there, and if we don't make it, I'll go over things that I could have done better. Maybe try again in a more condensed version of what I should have done more efficiently. Having said that, let's wait. My stats. My stats are. I could use some water. Right. Well, let's see. I'm not going to cook any more potatoes to eat because I still have all of these bars. So, yeah. I'll just snack on those. Top off my water. Yeah, okay. Now I can get my suit on. Alright. Get you moved up over here. And swap out my battery. Okay, let's close the lid. See where we're at. Power's still looking okay. I've got ingots all over the place, so that's normal. I'm sure I need things. But what are those things? I don't remember. So, we are constantly evacuating that stuff out, which is, that's 25 megapascals? Maybe instead of just checking for temperature, I should say, hey, if you get up to a certain pressure, yeah. Now, how fast is that going up? Not particularly fast. Now, the only benefit is, as it's expelling the evaporated pollutant and then eventually the nitrous, is it's keeping this cool, which helps the cooling over there, and yeah. So that is pollutant free. That's maintaining that. So once that reaches the optimum temperature differential, that'll start cooling down a little bit more. But in the meantime, I need to take care of the pressure in there. So, here. Why don't I take you? Let's go into here. And let's swap you out with the empty one. Turn you on. Wire. Because you don't have it, because I have the, right. Let's see. Let's print up another card. It doesn't cost too much as far as resources go. Half a copper. Half a copper. Does that mean that I did do a laptop. Huh. Okay. Well, I mean, since we're here. All right, let's look real quick. So, right, so Okay, we did a branch relative there. So all I need to do... Okay, I'll keep the temperature there because I will look at that. If I were to load into R1 from the analyzer, the pressure... I'm going to have to change things around, aren't I? Right. Okay. What if we call this, cycle, right? Okay. So I literally don't need to... Okay. So this becomes a complete function down here. Let me jump to the start here. So if I load into that, I'll need to change that. In fact, I don't need to branch. All I need to do is run through this whole thing. I will need to compare the temperature to get to a value. So if I say set greater than into R0, is R0 greater than 800, that will be a 1. Okay. So then load pressure. If set greater than R1, is R1 greater than, oh, let's just say 20 megapascals, right? Sure. Now, what I need is both conditions to be true. So, either one of them needs to be true. Or, lowercase. Let's go into R0. Is R0 or R1 true? And if it's not equal to 0, because if they're both 0, jump back to the start. If either one of them is 1 or both of them is 1, then R0 is going to be 1. So if it's not equal to 0, I'll need to jump down to cycle. So it would be branch. Is it not equal to 0? Yeah. So if R0 is not equal to 0, then it needs to go down to cycle. If it is equal to 0, goes down, jumps to the start, restarts. If it is equal to 0, goes down to cycle, goes through the shenanigans of turning the regulator on, actually turning the regulator off, opening the valve, waiting, and then turning the regulator back on, turning the valve off, jump back to the start. So yeah, this should work. I say export you. Let's grab you. Let's see if it works. I should just be able to pop it in and see what happens. Okay. Okay. All right. So, okay, you're doing your thing. Okay. Well, that should help maintain this. Keep going down. Keep you going down. Keep you keeping where you're at. What's the difference in pressure? At 623. At 623. So, well, of course, the valve's open, silly. Anyway, right. So we have enough cooling in the end to maintain basically around 1 degree Celsius. How are we doing for water? Well, that's 145 degrees. That is a bit toasty. But we do have a decent amount of water in there, so I just need to get it cooled down. I need to put a pump in there. Now, the problem that I have currently is that temperature is higher than that temperature, so I don't need you anymore. I need a different, you know what I need? I need this. I need that to go into there. So instead of trying to reinvent the wheel, I need to... All right. First things first. I need to get the water into here. I need to cool that down. And I need to get the water into... I don't want that water to get too cold. What if... So I need to get that down to... What if I completely redo this? All right. So take you out. Do that. Let's get you completely evacuated, right? Yeah. In the meantime, let's do something about you. I'm probably going to have to redo all of that, which is fine. Right. You done yet? It's getting there. All right. So I'm going to have to replumb all of this stuff. Yay. That's all right. That's okay. Right. Turn you off. How are you doing? You're... Because I don't have... Grr. It's so complicated. What do you have? You've got that. Sure. Cycle. Why not? All right. Start somewhere. Let's disconnect this. Gonna have to refigure out what to do as far as cooling that down. Okay. Right. All right. Are you completely empty? Yes, you are completely empty. So now, let's do that. Why didn't I put that? Anyway, let's come off of you. Right, so that's going to come off. That's going to heat up over there, and then I'll probably want to... So I have two options. I could go ahead and have this try to actively cool this down to a certain temperature going all the way down through there. Or I can pump some down in a line over there, get up to a sufficient pressure, have that soak up a bunch of heat, then transfer that back into the loop to cool back down, and that's going to mean that I'm constantly going to have to inject hotter gas into here to cool it down, which I might get away with in the short term. Because when I start plumbing this, that is going to go way up in pressure, which means I transfer that over. Okay, we'll give it a shot. Let's see what I can do. Right. Okay, so what's in you? You are at how much? You're at higher temperatures than this, right? Right. So one step at a time. You need to go into there. Yes. So shut you off. Let's fill you up. You're going to go higher in temperature. That's fine. Let's get you cooled down. Right. You're going to be my problem child, aren't you? Yep. You know, if I had another level up, I'd be able to stack those on top of each other. But I don't have another level up, so I'm stuck with what I got. The alternative... The alternative is, what if I had an extra... No, then I lose the space where I have the utilities. Oh, so if I were to redesign this, I would need a much bigger space. Probably in both width and height. Yeah, we'll worry about that later if we have to get to that, which we probably will. Yeah. How are you doing? Okay, so you're continuing to get up there. You are still sucking up the heat, though. Works for me. Because I need all the help I can get in that regard. Right. Let's start taking this away. Yeah. I do need to clean up things. Here, you go in there. You go in there. Okay, you're there. Turn you back off. Right. I don't want to take too many sections out before checking the the pressure. I don't really want to go above probably 45 megapascals. So we'll just take out a few sections at a time. Damn, why do I keep hitting the wrong button? Okay, that's not horrible, but the shorter I go, it's going to go up. It's not going to be linear per se, especially with actively heat getting dumped and taken out. It did, yes. But with the length that I have, I can probably still get to that corner, I would imagine. Let's see where we're at there. Okay, yeah. We'll just continue to take this out. All right, we're getting there. That's still 250. That's not horrible. Okay, that's going up because... and that's coming down pretty good. What if we maintain 20 degrees in there instead? That means this should start cooling down after that stabilizes. There's a decent amount of mass in there, so it's going to take a bit. Okay, pressure efficiency is good. It's just the difference in temperature, which, well, I mean, to be fair, That's fairly high up there. So I think I know what I need to do. What I need to do is expand this out. Now, I've got that going there. This is that going out there. So this will be the hot coming back in, right? And that'll be the cold going out. So what I may end up doing... All right, you're at 120 degrees. That's going to change. So you are empty, correct? Correct. Let's clean this up. We'll keep that pump there. So we'll get this down to 20 degrees, pump it in through here, which will then go over to the heat exchanger. Initially, I want to cool down the water that's in the pipe, and then I also want to pair it up with the heat exchanger going to the steam and the other gases. But right now, this is what I want. Now, I know I can just keep taking away this pipe because that tank will have a lot of room in it for the cold tank. So I don't need to be super aware of what the pressure is in there. Let me take one more out and just double check that I'm not lying to myself, right? Because, okay, yeah. We're good. We are good. Right. Right. I think what I will do, I will replumb this to where, how about if I put a pump in there and then tee off to where I can go both to the heat exchangers over there and top off the cold tank here. I think that would probably make the most sense. So if I were to say, I put a pump there, power will come out there, come down, hook into power there, that's fine. So yeah, we'll come straight down to there. We will come out. That'll still be running along. Oh, I had it right the first time. That'll be still going along. Yeah, wrong key. Jumping for joy, of course. All right, so have that there, have that there. Sure, I'll put that down. I won't connect the other heat exchanger just yet. I will continue on with that first heat exchanger to cool down the liquid. Because we gotta get this going sooner rather than later. Now, another problem I'm going to have is gonna need to exhaust. That's gonna do that. I'm gonna need a way to take this out and put it back somewhere. I wonder if I can go straight up over, pump it into the cold tank? Maybe. Maybe. Yeah, we'll hook that up just in case. If I were to go straight up, I wonder if I could do that right here. That way it's not completely in the way of me walking around. Okay, so if I were... Okay, this is definitely something that's not going to look nice. So if I put a pump right there, I could then continue on. Oh, just follow the frame of the wall, right? least attempt to make it look halfway decent, even though it's not really gonna. Okay, so I would continue out over here. I would then make a curve into there. And then finally hook into there. Right. So that's going to come out, and I'm going to do there. Now that's actually not a horrible idea, is it? Can I get away with? That's a pipe too far. But that isn't. Nope, come on. Nor is that. Okay. All right, come on. Right, so you will go up one. All right, you'll come around to there. Right. And I don't have enough, which makes perfect sense. How are we doing? We're stable. Okay, that's stabilized. That is going down. Not a great amount, but it is going down. Let me top you off with pressure. That temperature will start to go up because that's going to heat up, which is fine. So now, let's top you up. That's going to raise that pressure and temperature up quite a bit. That's okay. Once that starts to cool down, the pollutant and the nitrous will liquefy. It'll go back in that system, which will be fine. All right, I think that's enough. So now that's down enough to where I can start cleaning up the rest of that pipe. Right, which I can then use to finish off the other bit of plumbing. Let's not get too rambunctious. It's easy to fool oneself. Okay, that's not bad at all. Really? Already? Not great, but okay. All right. Okay. Okay. What if I were to just shut you off in a moment, help you get a little cooler, a little faster? Right? Right. Okay. So that's only 761 before it cycled shut, which means that, yes, you're not going to overpressure. All right. All right. So it's gaining a decent amount of pressure because that's continuing to evacuate. Well, it was evacuating. So yeah, you're just soaking up the heat from the next section over. Perfect. Well, I'm going to turn you guys off. Hopefully that will improve slightly the efficiency of this whole thing. Right. That's going to take a while. You're doing that. You know what? Let's evacuate all of you out. That'll go in there. That'll come through here. Work all your way through down there. That's 33.2 degrees. That's got nothing in it. That's why that's not changing. That's fine. Okay. You know what I could do? You know what I could do? No, I don't know what I could do. Anyway, that's filling up. That's fine. Might as well get all this transferred over. I'll leave that shut, so that should give me a nice thermal sink for a while for the survival room. You're still plugging away. It's taking a while, but it's going to take a while with that kind of mass. Okay, I think that's sufficient for that. All right, so what do I need? I'll need a liquid pump, obviously, and probably a liquid utility or two for volume. Yes. Gonna need another liquid pump to fill in something, a container. Do I just go with a water canister? I mean, that's a liquid canister. That's a liquid canister, and I should have the water canister running around somewhere, right? Right there. So I'll have 3 canisters. That's 3 liters. Yeah. Okay. That's a digital valve. So I'm going to need a regular volume pump for that. I'll need... I need to figure out where that's going to hook up. I'm probably going to have to... I could go up, loop around there, so even though it's going to look a little funky, it's not going to be down here. I go that way, bridge over, and come probably down into here, right? Yeah, that'll work. Right, so irregardless, I'm going to need a couple of things. Now, what are you? You're another heat exchanger. Your phase changers I have yet to deal with. I'm about to go really thirsty, which I may just let it go into... Oh, more pipes. Right. Plumbing. Okay, power's still not horrible. I should probably check the solar panels. Alright, I need volume pump. Tempting to go with the, ooh, turbo. Turbo. Yeah, it's a little bit more expensive, but the benefit is you can switch directions. So, decisions. Okay, gold, copper, electrum. Yes. Yes, and yes. Okay. Oh, give me a couple of those because I might decide to use them somewhere else. And then let's do try typing correctly. Do the same for the liquid side. Now, I'm going to need some utilities. I want some insulated of those. Oh, let's see. If I grab 2 of the insulated, that should be enough storage, I think, for the cool side. And then... trying to remember where the utility is. Might be in the other garden room. Oh, they don't take up that much. They don't take up that much. So I say that, and I don't have enough iron. Do I have iron here? That's steel. There, iron. Right. No, in the bin. There you go. Oh, let me grab a couple. Actually, right. You're on. I can turn you off. Oh, but no. I'll wait till my health gets low. I need to maximize my resources like crazy. I'm going to go through here. Let me check on this. Please be cooling down and liquefying the pollute. It's okay. 175. It was 180 something before. All right, yeah, it's doing what it needs to do. You're still chucking away. Okay, you're in the middle of. All right, okay, so that's working like gangbusters. Yes. Words, words. Right. So, doesn't matter which side, but we need to hook up power, so we'll do that. Cable. I need cable, and I need cable. That's not the right cable. Right. Oh, utility right there. Right. So put that there. I'll need a section of pipe there. All right, section of pipe there to fill in the canister there. Okay. Insulated pipe. Do I have insulated pipe in the other room? Yeah. I'm not panicking. Panicking is a completely different state of mind. You're not insulated. No, I really do need insulated. We're gonna get there, guys. We're gonna get there. Not today, but maybe not tomorrow. Right. Okay, so I don't have insulated pipe in there, so I need to get some insulated pipe. Okay, nope, it's time to go get water. Told myself to go get water when my health got low. Now my health is low. Yes. Right. Might as well get some stuff printed off. Insulated liquid pipe, please. And okay, sure. I'll take 10. Come on. At least the plants are growing. Oh, water. Water. Okay, see? See, everything's fine. Let's finish off this potato in my inventory. Great. Okay, I do have these bottles of waters that I filled up before, so those are my super duper emergency backup when I run out of everything else, which I'm gonna run out of. Okay, I'm gonna need to put a utility there. I'm gonna need to put a volume pump there. And that's only one pipe. Right. That's only one pipe. So I'll need to get the other pipe from other places. Oh, there's a... What if I unhook you, since I don't plan on refilling those? That's not what I... That's what I wanted. And then utility go there, pump will go there. Right. Which I didn't bring utility in because why would I? You're okay. Oh, okay. Sure. What's that? My mood is increasing. How can my mood be in... Well, of course I'm in a room, but my suit's on, so that... Right. Let's top off our oxygen. You're doing fine. What's the temperature in here? It's getting little. Let's cool you down a little bit. Doesn't need to be super cool. How are you? Seeds. You're already at seeds. All right. Right. Let's see. Pop you out. We'll put you on the floor. Turn you off. Keep going through, trying to go through the airlock. I don't need to. Right. So I need... Yes. I need you. Come on. I'll need you. Come on. Here we go. And I need cable that I didn't bring, because reasons. Here, why don't you go there? You're filled up. You go there. I'll need you. Power. Power can go there. Yeah. Where are the... There's the things there. Right, so that's that. I'll put you there. Okay, put you there, put you there. So, yeah. You're full of that. Oh, cable. Yeah. That's not what I wanted to do just yet, though. I want to see. How are you doing? Oh, you're okay. You're coming along. You'll be liquefying in no time, right? Now, some heavy cable. Now, I did have half a copper, if I remember correctly. Yes, gonna need some more copper, but I need to print off one of those or a second laptop. We'll do one of these. And then we'll get to heavy cable, which gonna need some more copper. There you go. Yeah, give me all of that, because I'm gonna need it. Sure. I'll put you back in there. Just get it out of my inventory. I got hydroponics trays at go. Yeah, that'll be enough. I gotta get this stuff going. Right, so, cable cutters. Right, and right, so got that in there. We got that in. We got nothing in there. We've got you in there. So if I can get it down to a suitable 50 liters is a bit much. How about we do 1 liter and see how that goes? Okay, that's dropping pretty decent. How about if we turn you off? How are you doing? Okay, that's right. I need to get you evacuated out, don't I? Yes. I'll put you back in the hot tank. Man, that's a lot of oxygen in there, though. Wait a minute. Water input 100%. What? Why is that's not? That can't be. What? Something's wrong with my code. Okay, first things first. First things first. Got to get you cooled down. Okay, you're cooling down. You're we liquefied, re-liquefied. Okay, you're coming down. You're gonna be you're gonna be toasty. Okay, okay. Right. I knew that was going to be a thing. Let's get you hooked up to power then. If we come, no. We can go straight over there. Cable cars. And I need more cable, which is fine. Can you please be liquefying right now? Because I need to get a lot more. Oh, it's so close. All right. We're fine. Everything's going to be fine. Just fine. Yep, we're not in trouble at all. You don't have anything in you, do you? No, because I took you out. Never mind. Cables. You're still printing? Still printing. And give me what you got. Right. Oh, another turbo pump. Okay. Okay. See, my subconscious understood what I needed, even if my consciousness is, well, taking a vacation. Need the cable over here, silly. Well, what was I saying about my consciousness taking a vacation? Just a yes. Right. So you're under boiling point. Yay! You're getting closer to the boiling point of water. So you need to be evacuated into there, and then cooler stuff brought into there, which I don't have cooler stuff at the moment. So we'll let you eke out every joule of energy that you can. I need to get you out. Oh, that's a regulator. Don't need a regulator. No, don't need a regulator. I will need that turbo pump, though. I think turbo pump is appropriate because I need to get as much of this out as possible, as quickly as possible. What keys am I using to rotate? Okay, that's better. Sure, we can use a small cable. In fact, I have just the right amount of cable right here. You we're gonna increase all the way up there. Sure, for this expedient's sake, we're gonna go hook up to that. Do we have enough pipe? Maybe. We might have enough pipe. Wrench. Do that. We'll do that. Yeah, we might as well just go straight on up. Absolutely. Yes. So let's increase you to that. Okay, everything else is turned off. Oh, I had that go to, but right. Well, this is going to be faster. It's going to be faster, and it's going to get the gas out of there, which is probably what I want anyway. Yeah, let's get this into here. Let's verify there is no water. There is no water. Go. Seriously? That's... I think I need to put some utilities on here. Right. Let's turn you back on then. Okay, and you need to get hooked up to something that's... Okay, so I need a separate cooling system for you. Right, that's what I had planned on and I didn't do because I didn't do it. So in reality, if you're hooked up to what? If you're hooked up to the cold tank as well, or maybe what I do is I come off to you this way, put in a one-way valve, and hook you up back there with a utility that can hold a decent amount of volume. That'll take out the next stage of heat without making this any warmer. Then I pump you out. Maybe I pump you out there. Maybe. Okay. So, you do that. Hook you back up there, and then have you go. Nope, I was right before. Do that there. Put a one-way valve there. So that'll go there. That'll go back in there. You'll go there, and we'll do, if I had another pipe, we would do a T there. All right, well, let's get the T in place so I know. So, do I have some insulated utilities for that? Probably not. No. Right. That's fine. That's fine. Have you liquefied yet? I really need to process some more gas, like big time. Okay, you're starting the process. You're getting rid of the nitrous. At a couple more degrees, you'll start getting rid of the pollutant. So that's condensing going in there. Then that should be exporting out to here. it's not having enough time to register as being collected. Okay. All right, what if I turn you off? Then will you calculate you being collected? Not really. Was it because, no. Maybe it was such a minute amount, that's why it didn't calculate through such a large network. That's possible. It doesn't really do me much good. Hurry up and cool down. Right. One-way valve, check. Utilities, not so much. Right, utilities. Tempted to leave these on. Insulated utilities. I need more steel. I've got more steel. Alright, give me a couple of those. Wouldn't happen to have any more. Probably not. Right. Give me some more insulated pipe. 2 stacks. You know what? Yeah, might as well. Might as well. Here, why don't you have a stack of cable? Okay. Power's still doing fine, so I'm going to go on the assumption that the panels are okay. Might be a bad assumption. Yeah, okay. Give me that. Oh, food and hydration, they're not great, but they're not horrible either. Right, let's get you in position. Let's get you in position. And a one-way valve. One way. Yes, going that way. Right. So you're going to go ahead and take heat away from there. That's going to be maintained at 2 megapascals from there. And then we get condensation. Yes. That's going to continue to cool that down a wee little bit. Now the pressure is not high enough for the pollutant to do its thing, which is perfect. Right. Right. So, not touching you. You're doing your thing. You're doing your thing. We'll let you continue to do your thing, which means that you're going to continue to heat up a wee little bit once we pipe that in. You're still condensing, so you're still generating a little bit of heat. But you're almost at a balance. So have you started cooling down? Yes, you're getting rid of the pollutant. Now, if I was really in a hurry, which I might be, I could put some of this into there, get this going. That's going to delay this. Ooh. That's a tough one. That's a tough one. You should be actively collecting the pollutant now, which means if I were to say, hey, turn you on, you're going to start dropping that temperature, which should help soak up more temperature through this whole thing. Right, I've used my jetpack, so I have a little bit of atmosphere in here, but it's just CO2 at a relatively decent temperature. I'm not going to worry about it. What I am going to worry about is I need to get that cooler. I need to get that cooler. I need to get that cooler. I also need to evacuate. Oh, that's right. I was going to... Why did it... Curious question. That's 120. That's still down there. Okay. Oh, because I cut that off. That's what... Okay. It's actually a benefit to me. That is a benefit to me. So, probably what would be the best thing for me to do is pump you into here to maintain that pressure. Eventually, or I could turn you off. Let's turn you off. I'm hungry. Yay. Gonna be thirsty in a little bit too. Right, so that's done. Let's I need utilities for you too, didn't I? Yeah, that would have been nice. Okay. On the bright side, that doesn't take very long to do. Let's continue to get you in here. Well, that's going to go ahead and get nice and toasty. Right. You're still doing that. How much water's in there? Not a lot. But it is increasing because of that. All right. I got a crazy idea. Okay, waiting on the cooling there. It's a race against time. All right. Food and water. Food, water. Food and water. Food and water. Okay, there's one down. Right. How are we doing for O2 though? Right. Let's wow, I thought I had more time with the I'm in trouble. Okay. Yeah, this is yeah. This is great. Right. This is great. On the bright side, you're getting nice and filled up. I still need to figure out the problem, though, so I know what the problem is. You're still thriving, though. So, hey, of the whole entire saga, I got one thing right. I know how to grow taters. Yay! Right. Now. Okay. Pick up these because I'll probably need them. Give this to what you got because I'll probably need them. You done yet? Oh, so close, yet so far away. How are you doing? Alright, I'll check back with you in a little bit. Now. So we do an initial setup for that. That comes on in. Now, let's add a length of pipe to you. In fact, you know, I'm tempted to do that. I'll give you plenty of volume to work with, and I'll be able to access from the outside to see exactly what the ratios are. Which means I should probably actually have it go out that way, huh? So I don't have to, yeah. Right. Right, so I can just do this. And then wait a minute. No, I cannot do that. I need to go up 1. Right. Come on. Right, so I can check the fuel of that. Right. So you are completely empty because you had a decent enough, or did you? You know what? If I had a second, if I had more room, yeah, I could recycle stuff back into there, but I don't really have, room to do that. I could do it up there. I don't want to do it up there because then I have to worry about the filters and things and yuck. Right. Let's not worry about that right now. In fact, let's turn you off right now. This warm air, let's do that right now. Yeah, let's do that right now. You are empty. You are that. Let's turn you off. Let's cycle you. Let's turn you back on. Wow, that's not a whole heck of a lot, is it? No. No, it's not. Well, what else? Whatever is in there, let's go. Is that actually moving the gas as well? Because that would actually be quite useful. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, you move the steam over. Yes. You move the steam over. What I'm tempted to do then, what if I said 1800, right? So the only thing, there's no other liquid being produced. I think what happened when I got this contaminated with pollutant, I think what happened is this was actively combusting. You had liquid H2O, and liquid pollutant in very minuscule amounts being generated, and that was enough to go through here. Now, if that's the case, I just have to wait for it to go here and then process it here to condense. It's not as efficient, but then I don't have to worry about the pollutant aspect of it. So, right. Now, I just wish there was more water for me to condense. But that's minor issue. You're going to continue to heat up because that's going to heat up, do its thing. That's fine. Okay. I really need you to do your thing. Equalize you out. Okay. Turn you on. You're going to go up. You're going to go down. Yes. Oh boy. Got to be a better way to do this. Okay, you're cycling through just fine. You have emptied out, which is fine. I need to add. Yes, I need to add. So let me figure out where I'm going to add the insulated utilities. So this can actually have a little bit more volume. We'll just continue down this road until we can get some water, put it over in the survival room. So I have a glimmer of hope. So then I can go ahead and try to fix my water maker, which I have obviously messed up in some form or fashion. Which is not that difficult for me to do. Yeah, I'm just going to print up all that steel because I'm going to need the utilities for other things. So, right. How am I doing for power? Oh, I'm still doing great for power. Power is not a problem. Everything else is a problem. Come on. I don't have time. There we go. Let's go over here. Right, so I need you to do that, which will in turn give you a bit more volume so that when you do cool down, you give me a little bit more water in there. Right. So eventually you're going to get to the point where I need to get rid of you. Right. So close you off because there's no reason not to. Let's consider the options here. Well, we know we're going to need to evacuate you somewhere. Now the question is where? Probably into here, I would imagine, most likely, perhaps. I don't want to go back into here because that could overpressurize this and then, well, actually, I take that back. We go ahead and put another one-way valve in. Make sure it's closed off. We hook up into here. We've got to the point where we've processed as much water for that batch of volume as we can. We shut that off. Make sure all the water's out of here. And that's up to temperature. We open up the valve, suck everything out of there. Turn that off. Turn that off. Open that up. Turn that back on. Process starts all over again. All right. Okay. Now let's keep it as simple as possible. In fact, let's that's a regulator, that's a digital valve. Maybe digital valve would be no. Nope. Let's do that. Right, so one-way manual valve. Do that. We will then do this. Do that. And then come straight into there. That'll add a little bit of volume. Oh, another one. Right. Now that's going to have a hard time doing that because I got two more. So we need to be aware of this. That's not going to cool down much anymore, is it? Right. 15 moles. Right. What if it was an interesting idea. It was a flawed idea. So we need a volume pump. Need a volume pump. Or a turbo pump. Turbo pump would probably be just as effective. Yeah, if we have the resources, let's do a turbo pump because then I can change directions with it. And we need more steel. Yes. Steel. So let's print off a couple more of those. Because if I were to open up the one-way valve, that high pressure would be forced into here, but it would be unregulated. So then this would start to condense things that I might not want condensed. Right. So I need to evacuate. Of course, actually, I take that back. No, I would have done the darn thing because it's not connected up. Right. So, yes, the cheesy pipe heater to get to certain temperatures. Yeah. Right. So, if I were to... If we change the direction to bypass this and go directly into there, then this becomes irrelevant. So let me disconnect the pipes going to there. Leave little thing sticking out because why not? Let's actually get the pipe hooked up properly this time. Let's get rid of you. Let's put, no, had it right one of those times. Actually, it doesn't really matter. I don't want power on that side. Right, we'll go that way with it, and we will go that way with it. Let's get it hooked up to power. And then let's get it hooked up to pipe. Oh, this is not a convoluted way to do things. Let's do that. Get into there. Right. So, turn you on. You are evacuating. Right, turn you off, turn you on. You are pressurizing with much cooler air. You're dropping down. Let me turn you back on to maintain 2 megapascals of pressure. You're going to start condensing at any moment now. Kind of, sort of, maybe. Come on, you can do it. There you go. Eventually that will balance itself out. Right. You're doing your thing. You're doing your thing. You need to be dealt with. Now, okay, that's already cooler than what that is. So if I were to inject this into there, yeah, things will be great. But I want that to be as cold as possible. So maybe I drop you down to 0 again. Means you're going to have to work harder. I don't see much of a choice. So what I can gather is, see, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 is not enough. And if you're old enough and from the United States, you might recognize that reference. Right. Right. So I need more of these. And I need the room to put them in. But I don't have the room to put them in. Can I extend further out? Right. Okay. Right. Well, I mean, I do have some steel frames. How about let's see. I put you there, and I put you there, and right. I still have these. All right. Everything's fine. It's fine. Steel sheets. Steel sheets. I don't have any steel sheets. How are we doing for steel in here? I have 1 unit of steel. I don't think that's going to be enough. I have steel there. I have steel there. Don't have steel anywhere else. Those are iron frames. Oh, whoa! Steel! 400 units of steel. Come here, you. 400 units of steel, and I'm worried about... Just get in there. Right, I need something. Let's go with steel sheets. Yeah, let's go with steel sheets. I think the 9 frames that I have at the moment are not going to be enough. Whoa. What happened to my power? We have a storm and I didn't know about it? It's entirely possible. Right. Now, I don't want to spend all that steel on sheets. So, let's see now. If I've got 9 frames, I would need 18 sheets to completely weld them up. So if I can get to like 20 sheets, I think that will be sufficient for what my needs are. For the 9 frames, anyway. Then I can go ahead and have it print out a boatload of steel frames. Which means I probably shouldn't have chucked in all the steel, huh? I got plenty of steel over there, so I'm not too worried. Here, give me those. Right. Let me get rid of these bloomin' hydroponics trays. I printed them out for a reason. Let's place them down. That's not the right way. All right, that's a full set. That's a full set. That's a full set. I mean, technically, I could go for another full set. Actually, I could, couldn't I? That would be one heck of... Go big or go home, right? I don't have to hook them up. No. Right, let's double check here. It's all seats, it's that's stairs, that's, okay, whatever. Leave that tape there. Here. I'll trade yous. Sure. Just on the off chance, right? That I might need some. Okay. My waist tank's a little bit high. That'll do for a little bit, right? Sure. How are we doing for, it says green, so we either are waiting on a storm or we've had a storm. Let's go check the panels. Come on, game. No, they're still good, which means we're waiting on a storm. All right, well, let's go off of this way. And I may actually have to excavate. I still have that thing that, why the, I could use that frame, you know. I'm just saying, I could use that frame. There, grab the frame. Now, Oh, I've already kind of excavated out, didn't I? Okay. Let's do this. Whoa! Don't do that. Right. Let's get that going. Let's get you welded up so I don't have to remember that I didn't do it. Should fill that in, which I'm not going to, because why would I want to do that? Right. How much further out do I want to go? All right. So if we do the back wall, we'll work from there. So, okay, why not do? Let's do 6. I need to expand my cooling, right? So, sure. Let's go completely bonkers. Why not? And I ran out of sheets, as I knew I would. Sure. I was so worried about my garden, and I really should have planned for expanding my cooling, and I didn't. So, yep. I didn't plan very well. So, yeah, it's a normal day. Out of curiosity, how are you doing? Better than I thought you would be, actually. Okay. So that means that if I do that, how are you doing? Right. So just triple check. Okay. Do that. And do that. You're getting evacuated. You're getting evacuated. Okay. You're done evacuated. Let's get you filled back up. Okay. Let's get you filled back up. That's continuing to do that. Let's turn you off. For no particular reason. It'll start to condense again once you get to it. Alright. Okay, you're still plugging away. Alright, you're still doing your thing. Alright. How about you? You are actually warmer than that, so let's open that up. Why not? Okay. Okay. right. So I want you to get nice and cold. So I can put you into there, but I'm going to need to increase your mass like a lot. I'm going to need a lot more volume than what you currently have. So the sooner I can get you down, the sooner you're going to start cooling a little bit more effectively, and the sooner that you'll start to cool. That's only 218? Okay, so that automated doohickey is actually working as I need it to. So that's still actively cooling down. That's still going. Okay. That's still going down. I've actually cracked the code. Okay, so I do another rendition of this. You're the answer. You are the answer. So I need to get all the alloys as soon as possible. I may have to cobble together a couple of these just to be able to start cooling something down. Now, how much is going to get radiated off regular pipes in a vacuum? That's going to be the question. But if it's in a vacuum, it shouldn't be that bad initially. So I can degas, I get solder. I'll be warm enough to be able to do electrum. The only question is, will it be hot enough to get to steel? If I can get to steel, then I can insulate everything. Then once that's done, then I can focus on... Once I get to steel, I only have the one canister of fuel. I'm not going to be able to get to Invar and Constantine because they require either too much heat, too much pressure, or both. So, what I can do is I can get things insulated, things start to cooling down in a brute force way. I can start growing the food as soon as possible to then be able to get to the volatiles and the oxygen, which will then make the water and the heat. Then I'll be able to hopefully get to Invar and Constantine. Yes. That's my stopgap right there. Now, if I didn't have a valve, what would be an alternative? I'd have to go with a pump. Yes, I'd have to go with a pump. Pump or a regulator, or even a combination of the two, to force as much out as quickly as possible to then bring in. That's a possibility. Then I wouldn't have to worry about Invar and Constantine as early as I normally would. Oh, so much to think about. The problem is, with Venus, well, it doesn't give you a lot of time to think this stuff through before it requires you to make choices and decisions like right now. Yeah. You're not just whistling Dixie, let me tell you. Yes. I need cooler. I need cooler. All right. If I inject that, how cold is that gonna... Oh, wow. Okay. Okay. And the higher the volume that this is, yeah, the longer it's going to take to make significant temperature changes. Now, the downside is, okay, yeah, there's always going to be a downside. So how about we turn you off? How are you doing? You're barely doped. I was about to say. Right, so let's get you a going. start the process all over again. Right. You're going to go up in temperature. You're going to go down in temperature. Okay. But, come on, get that thing. You're cooling down that water. Oh, I just need to get you cool enough to where I can use you. Okay, it's wanting to. I would like to get down to 20 degrees, but I'll settle for 25. I don't want to go much higher than that because the plants really won't like it. Alright, so you have a ways to go before you're anywhere near overpressured. You're doing your thing, being nice and cool from that. Okay. I need to fix you. I need to fix you. There's so much I need to do. Right. Okay. You know, at this point, I'm almost tempted to take that out. That's going to put a heck of a burden on this, though. May not have much of a choice. I would like to get more gas into here before I open that up. However, if I can get some more room and add some more of these units, I might have a better ability to actually get things cooled down quicker. And you printed out everything because, well, that's the way it went. So, how about I increase you to 100? We'll split that steel into 4 100 ingots and let you print me out some more frames. Yeah. So that'll give me 50 steel frames. Theoretically more than enough than I need, but we'll see. Power's hurting a little bit, but unless we have a storm right now, we should be okay. Let me get inside and get hydrated and such. Let's release the canister. Ooh. Let's get our oxygen topped off, please. We are back to seeded taters again. Okay. Well, there's another one bites the dust. Here, why don't you have a couple of rolls of that? I'll take my suit off. Harvest this stuff. We'll get back at it. And this is where OBS decided it didn't want to recognize my microphone anymore. So, just going to go over what I did over here. I decided that I really needed to expand my cooling sooner rather than later. So I went ahead and expanded the room that I had available with the steel frames and steel sheets that I printed out. And I'd noticed along the way that a storm was a brewing and about to come my way. So I could hold off or I could get it done. I decided to get it done. And here's the result. So I've expanded the cooling room a little bit, and I plan on putting in some extra atmospheric units to cool down what I'm trying to cool down a little bit faster. And here I go ahead and I wrap up the video, basically going over what I've done. Again, I went ahead and fixed the solar panels, so power is good. And yeah, just still chugging along bit by bit. So until next time, as always, although challenges can be fun, don't let having fun be a challenge. See ya.